Hello, this is Mark Satterfield, and welcome to another chapter in my periodic one-off series within the Velvet Rope Playbook that I'm calling the Bougie Handbook, your definitive guide to crossing the velvet rope. Tonight's chapter, Bougie Defined, from bourgeois to bottle service. Let's start with the obvious question. What does bougie even mean anymore? Once upon a time, say in Marcus textbooks and 1990s grad school syllabi, bourgeois referred to the capitalist class, people who owned property, managed factories, and wore neckties to dinner. But over time, the word evolved. It slipped off the pages of political theory and found its way into brunch menus, wellness retreats, and Instagram captions. It lost its seriousness and it got, funny. Today, bougie isn't about your net worth. It's about your energy. It's the $17 smoothie. It's the candle lit before takeout arrives. It's the we're doing Italy trip that secretly a group Airbnb split 6 ways. It's oat milk with a side of identity. To be bougie today is to live in a carefully curated bubble of selective luxury. You don't need to be rich. You just need to look like you're on your way. So, who counts as bougie? There's no one template. But chances are, if you have a skincare fridge or follow someone who does, think about your capsule wardrobe while reading about quiet luxury. Refer to your dog as rescue, even though he wears a bandana from the row. Have used the phrase curated to describe a dinner party, a closet, or a life. Have a friend who's a chef and can tell you the difference between 3 types of sea salt. Well, then you might be bougie, or bougie adjacent, or on a very tasteful path towards full-blown faux affluence. Now, what bougie is not. Let's clear something up. Bougie does not equal basic. Basic is pumpkin spice. Bougie is cold-pressed pumpkin foam infused with cardamom from a farm-to-espresso bar in Copenhagen. Basic is Uggs. Bougie is shoreline-lined suede boots from a Scandi brand that only sells through one Brooklyn boutique and doesn't believe in advertising. Bougie tries hard, yes, but tries hard strategically. It's the art of self-presentation disguised as effortlessness. And it's not new money either, not quite. New money buys, bougie borrows, refinances, and rents the appearance of status. New money shows off. Bougie arranges the objects on its shelf until the brand logo just happens to peek into the frame. Bougie people don't all live in the same zip code. They're scattered across cities, coasts, co-working spaces, and well-lit rentals with arched mirrors and lots of natural light. What unites them isn't geography. It's aesthetic alignment. You can be bougie in Atlanta, Austin, or Antwerp. You just need a tote bag with the name of a bookstore no one else has heard of. You need opinions on linen. You need to own one thing in olive green and describe it as earth tone. You need to say we're doing a detox right now, even if we just means you and your juicer. Now, I did this series not just to laugh at the bougie, but to put it together because, look, they've won. They control the vibe. They shape perception. They don't just influence. They curate influence. Bougie people aren't gatekeepers in the obvious ways, but they are the gate. They decide what's tasteful, what's trending, and who gets invited to the pre-launch dinner. Understanding them gives you cultural fluency in a world where your ability to navigate a conversation about heirloom tomatoes might matter more than your resume. So, in the upcoming chapters, you're going to learn how to speak bougie without sounding scripted, dress bougie without maxing your credit limit, vacation bougie without accidentally tagging the wrong island, and most important, belong bougie, even if you weren't born with a velvet rope in your nursery. Because whether you're trying to date up, move up, or just get in the room, being bougie adjacent might be the most useful skill you never put on LinkedIn. This is Mark Satterfield. Thanks for listening to this chapter of the Bougie Handbook, your definitive guide to crossing the velvet rope. If you're enjoying this, send me an email to mark@getwealthyclients.com with your questions about navigating the bougie lifestyle. I'll be back at you soon, but until then, bye for now.